Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Oh, I've just realised I've not changed my title. Hang on. Let me change my title. Drawing An. Got to get the English grammar right. Drawing an octopus. Done. Right, good morning. Good morning, good morning. This is what happens when I get rushed in the last few minutes. I don't know what I'm doing. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Artsman coming in with a doodle request. Good morning, Artsman. A penguin. Okay, I will do the penguin in just a moment. Morning, Faisal. Morning, Haley. How are we all? Right. Penguin. What does a penguin look like? Okay, let's do like a cutesy sort of like penguin. This is what I'm thinking. He likes eyes. Like a little heart-shaped face. We need that beak to sort of show up, don't we? How is everybody doing? I'm sort of psyching myself up to draw with ink, and immediately I go in with pencil. It's easier to blend in a penguin if... should we give him a nice fat body? Give him a nice fat body. And we want some flippers. Oops. Is that how the flippers look? But this is how I've decided that the flippers are going to look, okay? Do they have a bit of black that goes under their neck? If I just do like a little faint line so we can see that he's got a chin. Do a little bit of black over the top of the wing. And then how do their feet look? They're like... I have no idea how many toes they've got, but this is how many toes I'm giving them with the little webbed feet. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad, right? That's not too bad. I kind of like that. That's cute. It's cute. Right. Right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're here for like 2 minutes. You haven't slept yet since yesterday, so you're going to try to sleep. Oh my God, Faisal, why have you been awake for so long? That's crazy. Well, I hope you do get a decent amount of sleep. That's a pretty good penguin. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Okay. So, today, in what is going to be an art stream first for this stream, we are going to be drawing with ink. We're going to be drawing the octopus that you can see in the top right corner of the screen. And I am going to be using ink pens. So I thought I would stick with the pens that I used through Inktober to do all my drawings there, because I'm familiar with them, and they were really pretty cheap, nasty pens, to be honest, and you really ought to use better quality pens for doing art. But I'm going to stick with them because I don't want to learn something new or to see how a new brand of pen works. So I'll stick with these for now, and we'll progress on to more expensive pens. I do have expensive pens, but at the moment I am using these ones, Boldmere Fineliners. I'm going to be using the 0.03, which I would show you, but as you can see I've worn it off. So these are just cheapo fine liner pens that I got from I think it was the Works, but I do have more expensive pens. I have these Uniball fine liners, and you can see you can get them in the different sizes. So I usually use the 0.03, 0.05 or 0.1, and that will give you a different thickness of line. Or you can go old school and get a dip pen. So a dip pen comes with a holder, and you have your old-fashioned nibs, and you get the ink with it, but don't use the ink that comes with it because that is crap. So you can use, this is Winsor & Newton ink, and it's got a really cute drawing on the box, look, of a Spider-Man. This is Indian ink, and I'm almost tempted one day just to sort of copy this picture because I think it looks interesting. So yeah, so there are all the different things that you can use. I just thought I would share those just in case anybody was interested. Right. Yikes. Let's get on with this. Right. I use these pens, as I was saying, for all of Inktober, and I use them to do the drawing that I showed you the other day of the Predator. But you can even see with these cheap ones that, let me just bring that down a bit, where I stop and start you don't get like a blob. Let me just move the paper just so I can work with the curve. You don't get stop and start blobs, which is really good. So, right, let me just, I just want to see where the shading is here. So there is a bit of, section here is a different bit of shading to it compared to the rest. Right, okay, oh my god. So I think actually what I might do, because there is some darker shading here on the side, I'm going to go with the thickest pen, which is the 2mm. Just to get those darker edges. Let me just see which one did I just use there. 0.1, 0.3. Let's go for 0.8. She's got a series of very fine lines that's just sort of creating the curve of this head. And the best thing I find with these fine liner pens is that the ink dries really quickly, so there's not too much risk of there being any smudging. I'm still going to use my little piece of tracing paper just to rest my hand on there. I've no idea how much of this we're going to get done. But there are many different ways you can do shading with fine tips, fine liners. You can just do straight lines like this. You can do the dots like I used on the Predator. You can use cross hatching. There's a very different, distinct style using ink than a coloured pencil. So I'm keeping very light pressure on the pen here. We had a good shopping day yesterday in town. We managed to get quite a few Christmas prezzies. I got the book that I wanted with the sprayed edges. I'll show you that in a minute because it's so pretty. Nick was saying to me that I ought to draw this twice. He says I ought to draw this on the white paper and then I ought to use the black paper and use white instead, use like a white charcoal pencil to pick out highlights rather than the octopus in dark, so sort of flip the image. And I'm kind of intrigued actually, kind of intrigued as to how that might look. And I'm like, maybe. I try and start the pencil strokes in different areas because I don't want there to be like solid blocks, so that afterwards you can see where I worked in a block going round and round, because you don't want those blocky textures to the picture, because this is quite a smooth, well, you would imagine a smooth creature. They don't really tend to have solid blocky lines on them. while we were out yesterday, we heard our very loud Christmas songs, Christmas music being piped in all the shops, and it was absolutely tipping it down with rain while we were out and about. And so I was very was not in the mood to be festive, but I think we were quite happily surprised that we managed to get what we wanted to get, because very often Nick and I will go out with the idea of, right, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to get, and we frequently come back with none of it, and it's so annoying when that happens. Slightly. Tell you what though, since doing Inktober and stuff, I've really got into using the ink pens, really enjoying it. Which is surprising. If you'd have asked me, what do you think your favourite medium is going to be, I would have said the coloured pencils, but I think it's because originally when I used to draw as a child, I only ever used to draw in graphite. So I'm used to seeing my pictures depicted in just, black and white and shades of grey. And coloured pencils was new for me. And I do like the realism that you can get with coloured pencils. I really do. Actually, I think I'll use a finer pen just to go over where it's a little bit darker. A little bit dark on this side of I'm just going to put in little patches of extra darkness. Just because on the actual creature there would be like little darker patches and blotches. Right. Okay, so this central part of the head has got, instead of lines, it's got more like circular blobs. With sometimes big patches of white. They're not all exact circles. Kind of now I'm doing it is actually playing havoc with my phobia of holes. It's making my stomach feel quite queasy. Tryptophobia, I think it's called. Oh. Oh, that is not doing my apologies if anyone else has got this thing. I think it's called tryptophobia, where you can't stand seeing a series of holes or circles that are quite close together. I have to just take a few moments to sort of look away from it. Oh my god. Who knew? And I'd looked at this picture as well and didn't think that this bit would be a problem, but it is. Ah, who knew? I think the little suckers on the tentacles will be fine because they're not just circles, they've got like little patterns in them and stuff, so it's not just like holes or anything, but wow. Right, and there is little bits of darkness in between some of these, especially those that map around the edge of where it's dark, of where we've got the lines rather. Just a couple of bits in the middle. Wow. Okay. Let me show you that book. Can I reach it? Oh, God. I'm pinned in by the wire from my headphones. Right, so I like reading V.E. Schwab. She is my favourite author of all time. I've got every single one of her books. And she did a series called the Darkest Shade of Magic series. And she did it years and years ago, and she always knew that there was going to be a sequel to it, and so she wrote The Fragile Threads of Power, which is book 1 in the new series. And so here it is, V.E. Schwab, The Fragile Threads of Power, signed by the author. But look, oh, you can't really see that, that's really close up. Let me move that up slightly. So it's all based in the streets of London. So you've got the London streets sort of sprayed onto the edge. And signed! Oh, I'm such a happy girl. I am so sort of fangirling about that. When I realised I'd got a signed copy, I mean, I knew I was going into Waterstones to get their sprayed edge version, but I didn't know I'd find a signed copy as well. So, very happy about that. Very happy. But the thing is, it's been so long since I read the first 3 books that I'm going to have to go back and reread them, because I can't remember all of the characters. And I don't mind doing a reread. But I also, before the release of this latest one, The Fragile Threads, the author, Victoria, actually did a read-through of the Darkest Shade of Magic series on her YouTube channel. And she did all 3 books. And she'd annotated everything. And so there were moments where she would read and then she would stop and she would talk about a certain thing. And so I think I might just watch those. Just sort of have those on in the background. I think that would be quite good to do it that way. See, this ink has dried quite nicely now, just for me to sort of just go over and add little bits to it. Morning, Jamie. Are you a zombie? Have you come back to life? How are you doing? Not back to life yet, still dead, think it's COVID. Oh. I mean, we've had Jack ill in the house all week. And, but he's still testing negative. But whatever he's got, it's a really bad cold. And I must admit, I was a bit worried this morning. I woke up and I'd got a blocked nose and I got a bit of a sore throat. And I was like, oh, God. Here we go. But, okay at the minute. You tested negative, but you think it's lying to you. Well, the one time I had COVID, I tested negative for an entire week before I actually got a positive test. And by the time I got a positive test, I was feeling better. But we were still in that situation where everyone was being told to isolate, even in your own home. And so I sort of locked myself away in my bedroom, and I was locked in there feeling fine for 14 days because I continued to test positive for 14 days, even though by then I was feeling much better. And the same thing happened with Nick. He was feeling absolutely fine, and he just got a positive test one day. And so we were sort of quarantined in together because we both got it at the same time. We'd been up at Nottingham for my dad's funeral. And then he tested positive. It was a little bit longer than me. I think he tested positive for like 18 days. So after 14 days, I got out 4 days before him. And he was like, oh, you're not staying with me? I went, no, I've been stuck in this room for, well, nearly 3 weeks by this point. I was like, no, absolutely I'm not. I'm going back out into the real world where there's freedom. Just notice that in amongst these lines there's like just little blobs. So I'm just going to highlight those in, and then it just helps bring in where we've got all these little circles in the middle. Turn my stomach. Yeah. Hang on, chat. Hang on. It's Jack. That's better. That just helps it blend. Yes, better. How is he? Yeah. He's a bit like you, really. He sounded awful all week. He was really sounded awful. And like yesterday, we just didn't see him. He just sort of slept all day, and we kind of, I think, went into him round about tea time, round about 5:30, 6:30. I said, "Are you gonna get out of bed? Are you gonna, get something to eat or drink?" Because he'd not eaten or drank all day, apart from the odd sip when he'd woken up in between snoozes. And so I really think it would make you feel better if you just got out of bed and, just join the human race for a little bit. Get something to drink, get something to eat. But he's not really wanted to eat anything. And when he has eaten something, he says it's made him feel sick. And so he's only been eating like small amounts. And, yeah. He just sounds very thick with like phlegmy, mucusy crap. So yeah, that's how Jack is. Right, so I'm going to work on this side of the octopus. So let me just move him over a little bit. And then I think if we do like one tentacle at a time, that will make sense to me. Do I come over here? Yeah, it will make sense to do it that way. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to start. Let's do this so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, circles. Lots of circles. Yeah. Why does this bother me? Ah. Sounds good. I like the detail on that. I mean, now I've done it. I do have trypophobia, whatever it's called. Tryptophobia. Yes, I do. I do. I have it really badly, and I did not think, Jamie, how that section there and all the tentacles would affect me. So it's really, I don't know how to explain it. It is really turning my stomach. It is making me feel really, really queasy. I'm literally having to turn away from it sometimes. It's like, oh my god, it's really making me feel weird. It's not. This is not good. I've heard about suffering for your art, but Jesus. Is this what they meant? This is how much I love you, chat. I'm suffering. It was not the best decision. I mean, I could have chosen this or the insect menagerie. And I chose this because I love octopi and that whole Kraken myth, and just it. I mean, it looks a cool picture, right? It looks a cool picture, and I was like, yeah, I'll do the octopus first, and then I will do the insect menagerie next. But now I'm like, oh my god, all those tentacles, all those suckers and circles on the tentacles. Oh my god. Dear me. But I'm gonna do it. Because I'm not gonna let it beat me. Right. But it looks good though, right? I mean, I think that looks really cool. But I'm gonna have to have a few more breaks where I just sort of just stop and look away from it, and yeah, I'm getting twitchy because I'm scratching myself. I'm sitting here and I'm just sort of scratching. Oh my gosh! Right, come on, Nicolette, pull yourself together. It's just circles. So I should put a trigger warning on this before I upload it to YouTube. Anyone with that phobia that I can't pronounce, maybe this isn't a really good watch for you. It looks amazing, but if it's too much, no shaming, stopping, not worth putting yourself through something uncomfortable. Thanks, Jamie. But I've started, so I will finish. God damn it, I want this picture. Right, let me just... Right, okay. Oh, that looks cool. See, I like that. It just looks so cool to me. So I'm just like, stick with it. Right, okay, so Okie dokie. A seal? A seal? God. We draw a seal. We draw a seal. I'm gonna have to Google. I'm gonna have to Google a cute seal, and I'll draw a cute seal. I've kind of got an image in my head, but it's the body shape. Look at these chunks. Funny. It's so chunky. Alright, see, now that's what I'm talking about. Okay. So we're gonna have a round face. And then the little back flippers. Shadow on its little belly. Shadow here. Shadow here. Dark feet. There. Cute little baby seal. Thank you for the break, Jamie. Right, okay, let me just go back to this. Right. Right. Okay, so we have like a little kind of thickish line here, and then thins out and starts to come out again here. I wonder if I could get the tea fairy to bring me a drink. I wonder if... Oh, hello. Oh, actually... I just said I wonder if the tea fairy could bring me a drink. Thanks, Nick.
Hello, everybody.
I said welcome. Jamie says welcome.
Very cool. See you later.
See you later. Thank you. Bless. It's like connected, right? That's what 26 years of marriage does. Lovely cup of tea. Definitely perfect timing. Bless him. He always remembers. Every Friday, he remembers. So I just keep looking. I have to keep looking over this because this is obviously my overhead camera and my face cam's over here. But to see my screen, I have to sort of look over the top of it. So, yeah, it's coming along. I mean, I wonder what it is about the human brain that just sort of says a lot of circles close together is something to freak out about. I mean, what is it? What could it possibly be? I mean, it can't be... I mean, looking at like honeycomb, you know, like in a beehive, that doesn't bother me. So it can't be like, oh, the body's reacting to the fact that, you know, there's a lot of bees here or something. It makes no sense. So why would a lot of holes close together freak out the human brain? I don't understand it. What about that is, you know, a threat to my brain. It tells me I should be scared of it or feel incredibly I'm not scared of it. It just makes me feel incredibly uneasy and a little bit sick. So what is that? What is the mental process that is going on? Welcome back, Hayley. You've made a lot of progress already, looking amazing. Thanks. We're suffering for our art today. Love the cup. Oh, right, okay. Reminds me I watched what could be the best film I've seen in about 5 years the day. It was called The Great Escaper, and it was perfect. Do you mean The Great Escape? Because The Great Escape is an amazing film. I've not seen anything called The Great Escaper. The Great Escape, was that Steve McQueen? Just trying to remember who's in it. No, The Great Escaper. Oh, wow. Okay, is it based on that old film of The Great Escape, or is it something just completely different? Because I'm going to have to Google it now that you've told me it's something different. On the picture, this doesn't have shading in between the tentacles, but I feel it needs it, so I'm adding it in. Between the suckers, I mean. Putting these almost like concentric circles inside the circles does actually help, strangely. Let's have another little bit of me tea. Google it. It's the first film to ever make a tear fall. Wow. Not Lion King, not Marley and Me, not Bambi. This film. Wow. I mean, I cried at all of those others that you mentioned. Lion King, Marley and Me, Bambi, Watership Down. Wow. The Great Escaper. Let me have a quick Google then, because then that gives me like a break from the circles, doesn't it? The Great Escaper. Oh, a drama romance with Michael Caine. Right, hang on. Oh, so it's a recent film, 2023. Bernard Jordan escapes from his care home to attend the 70th anniversary of the D-Day landings in France. Oh my god, right, okay, I can tell. See, now that's a Chandler quote. Yes, it was very sad when the guy stopped drawing the deer. That's a Chandler quote. I know that. Yes. Right, hang on. Plot summary. Oh, we do not have a synopsis for this yet. Okay, there must be something more about this on like Wikipedia, right? Because everything is on Wikipedia. Starring Michael Caine. Oh, and Glenda Jackson. Oh, you don't see her very often, do you? And it's based on the true story of 89-year-old British World War II Royal Navy veteran Bernard Jordan, who broke out of his nursing home to attend the 70th anniversary D-Day commemorations in France in June 2014. Oh my gosh. Right. I can see how that is going to have a few moments. The comedy was also very good and well needed. Well, exactly, because if you have something, I mean, it's the same with books, right? If you just wrote sadness and low, depressive stuff for the entire story, the reader's kept at this level. And there's just nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. But if you put in those high moments, so whether the moments of comedy or the moments of lightness, then the reader or the viewer watches it and feels the highs and the lows. So the highs feel higher and the lows feel lower. So when you do put in those lows and you make someone cry, it's because you have put in those higher moments. And that's something I always sort of try and think of when I'm torturing my characters in my books, because I think, okay, I've got to put in some funny moments, because if I don't make people go up, there's no way I can make them come down again. But wow, yeah, okay, fab. I shall look for it. Did you go and see it at the cinema, or where did you view it? What was it on? Was it on like Netflix, or was it on Prime? I'm just drinking this while it's hot, because if it goes cool, I won't drink it. Nick always calls me asbestos mouth, because I drink things piping hot, whereas he lets things get really, really cool and develops a skin on the top. Oh, it's best we avoid that question for legal reasons. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Alright. Say no more, say no more. I will look out for it. I will look out for it when it is available properly. But I get it. You were dying in bed, right? You were dying. You needed to watch something, right? Right. A little bit more of this tentacle to do here and this one, and then we can go up and join it to the top of the octopus. I didn't realise this picture would be so quick. But I guess with ink there's not as much shading and tones as with the coloured pencil. I'm continuously putting on layers, whereas with the ink I don't have to continuously put on layers, so I'm able to sort of go through this quite quickly. So it's not looking too bad at the moment. It is on Prime, but you've got to pay for it. Lovely. Cool. Okie dokie. I love when you see art that's got octopi in it, just the sinuous nature of the creature, the tentacles. It's just good. Back to holes. Yeah. Yum. Has anyone ever eaten octopus? I've never tried it, and obviously now that I'm vegan I won't, but I think even when I wasn't vegan, the idea of trying it was not particularly I had no craving to try it, like snails. I would never have tried those. Nick has. Nick's eaten lots of weird creatures. He's always been up for trying different things. You know, he's had crocodile, ostrich, wild boar, horse, snails, frog's legs. I just imagine it would just like be really rubbery and really chewy. But I've heard if you cook them right, that doesn't happen. But No, but at your workplace we used to sell small whole octopus. What about things like squid ink? Has anyone tried squid ink? You can get like squid ink pasta, can't you? To be honest, you wouldn't mind trying. Well, you are a braver soul than I ever was, Hayley. Don't like squid, so probably wouldn't like the ink. I know some people just say it's like this. I don't know. I don't. I just can't imagine. It's like ink's in your pen, right? So, and I know some people will sort of like lick the pen before they. And I can't ever remember doing that. Why would you want to eat ink? I don't know. Don't know. Right. Do you know what? I'm loving this drawing, guys. Even though the whole circle thing is like, I'm trying not to look at these bits here. I'm just trying to look at the bit that I've done and the bit at the top and looking at it as a whole piece rather than focusing on all those circles and everything. And I'm just like, I'm loving this. Even though it's making me feel really quite queasy. bit. There aren't really tentacles on this bit. Suckers on this bit, but I'm putting them in because I just don't like how the shading is. So, usual Friday question, what's everybody doing for the weekend? I'm still in the middle of writing my next book, so this is a Christmas themed romance. And I've just sent my characters to an ice skating rink in Mayfair, and it's kind of made me want to go ice skating. I haven't been ice skating for years. But I'm kind of like, you know what? That might be quite good. I'm going in with some darker shading down here just because it's at the bottom of the picture, and so if it was technically underwater there'd be more shadows down here at the bottom. So I think I might add some here as well. Just makes sense. Still allowing the odd occasional little bit of white to show through, just because there will be, even underwater, this hint of light catching on things and reflecting upwards. It's coming along, it's coming along. Last time I went ice skating, got bruised knees. Ice skating is still fun though. It is. I really love, I mean, I fell over on my backside so many times. Hayley, you are lying to yourself. Ice skating is not fun. Have you been, Jamie? Have you been? It is fun. It's fun when you're standing up and moving. Yeah, absolutely. You should try ice skating on board a ship. We did ice skating on a cruise ship once, and they have quite a smallish rink that they still put ice shows on. And when you see when we attended the ice shows, the professional skaters, you know, they were doing their triple axels and God knows what else they were doing, and it was amazing that they could do all these stunts and choreography on this tiny rink. But we went on like, you know, little baby deer on the ice, and fell over quite a few times, because also you're not only skating on ice, but the ship is rocking too. And so you've really got to have good balance to ice skate on a ship. It's okay if the water isn't too rough, but there we go. You get blisters every damn time. Well, it's probably because you're borrowing their ice skates. You don't have fitted skates that just belong to you. Because you have to have nice, not like thick socks or anything, but you need to have padding, because those boots are really quite hard, and they have to be, to provide support to the foot, to provide support to the ankle, so your ankle doesn't sort of go over. Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me that you get blisters. Your idea of fun is not sliding around uncomfortable while having blades on your feet and coming to on ankles. Well, do you know, it is for me. It is for me. I used to do roller skating. I used to roller skate all the time. I remember asking one year for my parents. Well, I probably asked them for a few years, and it took a while before I got them. But I had this pair of roller skates, and it was before you had the inline skates where the wheels were all in like a single line, like 4 wheels in a single line under your boot. I had like a wheel in each corner of your foot, so 2 at the front, 2 at the back. And they were bright red, and on the side was like flame motifs. Like you see on cars sometimes. And I loved those. I loved those skates. I would come home from school, I would dump out, you know, my bag, my coat down, and I would put on my skates, and I would go outside and I would skate up and down the street. And I used to, at the time, Jane Torval and Christopher Dean were like huge, and they had this one particular piece of music. I can't remember what it's called, but it was quite a jaunty piece of music, and I would play it in my head and pretend that I was doing their routine, but on roller skates rather than ice skates. I used to have great fun. I used to absolutely love it. And then I became an adult and just sort of stopped. So whenever we used to go ice skating, I used to quite like that, because it was very similar. And that's why, chat, I have made a suggestion to James, which I think would make a really good video for him. And because I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to have a go at it as well, but it would be a good video for him. So I was thinking, near us is a dry slope, And you can either go there and learn how to ski on the dry slope, which I think would be fun, or you can they give you like the blow up tubes, the blow up tires, and I forget what they call it, and you can come down the slopes on those instead. And I just think that would make a great video for him to do, of him either learning how to ski and coming down the slope, or it's like turbo something they call it, where you come down on the tires and go down the slope on the tires. And I think it would be a really good video for him to do on his channel. So if you want him to do that, tell him in chat. Because I've already placed the idea in his head that that's something that we need to do. But yeah, so anyway. Yes, you like that idea? Yeah, I just think it would be fun. I think it'd be a really fun video for him to do. You know, he'd be able to get his GoPro out, he'd be able to get some cool drone shots. I just think that it would be, I think it would be an amazing video to edit. we are getting there. Never thought I'd get this much done, but like I said, there's not that much there's no layering to do. I think the only terrifying thing about pen is that if you make a wrong mark, you've got to somehow incorporate it into the picture because you can't erase it. I'm sure there is some sort of special eraser out there that allows you to take away ink, but excuse me. You know, as a kid, you always used to be able to get those erasers that, like, it was a different colour on one side and it was meant to be able to erase ink and it never did, but you always tried it anyway in the hope that somehow it would erase it. I used to collect erasers when I was a kid. We had this shop in our high street called Ford's, and upstairs it used to have like this big stationery section, and there'd always be this mass of different erasers. And I used to have one of those old Quality Street tins and I would keep all my erasers in it. Nerd. Yeah, I'm proud of it. Proud geek, proud nerd. Yeah. No shame here. Did you not collect anything as a kid? I don't mean detentions. Broken hopes and dreams. Oh, in the hearts of many, there is something so sad about that. Of course. Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm starving. What's everyone having for lunch? Gonna have a sausage roll. Ooh. Very nice. I don't know what I'm gonna have. I don't know whether just to have like a sausage sandwich or whether to go to the effort and make like a mango curry. I haven't had a mango curry for a while. I think a sausage sandwich seems like the thing that I want. So I think I'll have that. Not much. Strawberry yogurt, apple, crisps. Oh, I thought you was going to go really healthy there and then you said crisps. The sun's shining, so I'll have lunch and then whatever I have, I'll take Rosie out for a nice walk. I'll listen to my podcast. I'll have a laugh. Does anyone else listen to Help I Sexted My Boss? I love that. Makes me laugh so much. The friendship that Jordan and William have. They're the two most unlikely friends, but they just work. They just work. It's just so good. It's partly healthy. Yeah, exactly. The yogurt, the apple. I'd still need something more though, a little bit more substantial. But anyway, there we go. I think that's where I'm going to leave it today. I'm quite pleased with that chat, despite the stomach churning part that it gave me. But yeah, I'm quite. Hang on, let me move that away. I'm quite pleased with that. It's coming along. It's coming along. Right. Okay. So I'm going to go off and have some lunch. Yeah, thanks, Hayley. I hope you have a wonderful weekend too. Jamie, I hope you feel better and recover and get your pulse back over the weekend. That would be good. And yeah, have a great couple of days, guys. I might come on and do a gaming stream at the weekend. Most likely, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be about Sunday midday or mid-afternoon. if I do it. But if not, I will see you back here on Monday. Have a great, fabulous weekend, and thanks for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Take care. Bye.